Good night. Again, I'm turning the computer off right now.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Perry. Good night. Good job. Thanks for getting rid of our Skittles scam, by the way. I really appreciate it.
Oh.
I'll
Hey,
talk
if
to you
we've
tomorrow.
got a problem, I fix things. Capiche?
Call me
Thank you.
before you leave tomorrow so we can set things up with the camera and stuff.
Okay, let me plug this into the wrong plug.
Yeah.
Let me plug this into the computer. Unplug the Bluetooth. Let it
Yeah.
charge all
Just make sure
night.
both phones are charged.
Yeah. That's all. All right.
All right. Good night, Perry.
Good night.
Good job.
There's that. No. Out of the question. Okay. Turning. You mind if I shut the computer off?
Well, actually, I got to get to bed myself because it's late. Do you mind taking over for after hours for me and just do after hours? I
Good night.
usually go for about 4 hours.
Good night.
Good night, Perry. Thanks for coming out, guys. That was good. By the way, how was the video quality for everybody tonight? Everything look good? Festerblade, I'm just wearing a green shirt that says Brennan on it. It's from this pub. And boxer shorts. Good. Okay, I'm glad it was good. I ended up getting a video card finally today. I got lucky. I got a 3080 Ti EVGA today at Micro Center. It was a pretty penny, let me tell you, but it's going to really help the stream quality out, I think. So if the video looks smooth, I think that had a big part of it. John, you're an amazing co-host, always. Is PCL ever going to take some time off? Yeah, I said we're going to take some time off at the end of the summer. Towards the end of the summer, yeah, we're going to take some time off. Faster. Maybe we'll start doing Bloody Marys in the fall. Maybe I'll make some Bloody Marys. I think that's more Bloody Mary weather. It's not really a summer drink. Tomorrow he's going to his friend Dirk's anniversary party in San Diego. Well, I paid whatever it was. They do this lottery system at Micro Center where you show up in the morning, like they open it up around. It's called this virtual waiting list. They're very fair, actually. And then you scan the QR code, you enter your name, and you get entered into this virtual lottery. And then at 9 a.m., they start messaging people who got picked to get a voucher to buy a video card. And I got picked today, and they do on delivery days. So like Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays, they're delivery days. So I got picked, and they you come in, they give you a voucher, you go to the point where you get it. Anyway, so you don't get to really pick it's whatever they have. It's whatever they get in. It's so they had a 3090, which was very expensive, and then this one. They didn't have any regular 3080s, but this new one, the RTX 30 Ti, the exact one I have is the EVGA FTW3 Ultra 12 gigabyte, blah blah blah. Anyway, it was 1400. It was 1400. That's retail. That's the retail price. So that's what I paid. And but if so, what they do is they take your license when you buy it, and then they enter it in. So you can only buy one. You can only buy it once every 30 days. They don't sell it online. It's only in the store. So if you're looking for one, John, I'd recommend going to the Westbury Micro Center because it's almost a guarantee that you'll get one. But you got to get there, on days that they do the delivery. So Tuesday, Thursday, Friday would be the days to go. Show up at 8:30. Scan the QR code. And maybe they'll have a like a 3080 for a little cheaper, but for this one, like, honestly, this is, I mean, it's a pretty good price, and the performance of it is almost right at the level of a 3090, and obviously it's a lot less than the 3090. So it runs hot. I noticed that it's quiet. It runs a little hot. But it's like, this is like an overclocked beast mode 3080 Ti. So, so I spent today like setting it up and everything. There's a couple of Micro Centers. There's two that I know of in New York. There's one in Yonkers. I think there's one in Westchester, and there's one here on Long Island in Westbury. And I'm like 10 minutes away. And there was a bunch of everybody outside today that was in the lottery system. Everybody got a card, so they're getting them in. Yeah, it's basically the 3090 minus the extra, and I don't know, like, if the 3090 benefit would be anything for the streaming. Like, I don't know if the extra memory would help with the actual stream, but this is good enough. It's probably more than I need. This is more than I need. Do I ever come to the Finger Lakes? No. I've never been. But Micro Center is the way to go. If anybody out there is looking for a card, definitely the way to go. Yeah, I might as well play a couple of games, right? I got the card for it. I did notice. I noticed, at least on my end, noticeable improvements with the stream. I think the only thing now is just getting that partnership for Twitch, so we can get dialed in with the user settings. But yeah, for a regular 3080, it would have been cheaper. But for the 3080 Ti, that's about right. So and I was on eBay like earlier this week, like ready to pay for a scalp price. So I'm very happy with it. Oh yeah, I definitely have the NVIDIA codec in OBS. I went through every little setting in Streamlabs today with a fine-tooth comb. I was going through like YouTube videos and recommended settings, and I think I found the best one for us right now. Does Dirk watch the stream? I think he does. Yes. And why is he friends with Perry? That's a question for him. Well, the guy at Micro Center too, Johnny, he was telling me that they had 3090s for a couple of days. This is just sitting on the shelf because they're so pricey that people weren't willing to buy. I don't even know how much, because they don't get the Founders Editions in there. They don't get the base models ever. So the models that you get at retail are always going to be more money. You're not getting the one direct from NVIDIA in stock. So you're not going to pay. I think the base 3080 is what, like $799 or something like that. There's no way you're ever paying. You're not going to get that at Micro Center. Not happening. So the cheapest 3080 you could possibly get would maybe be something like $899 or something like that, or maybe $999. But for the Ti version, which is more souped up, I think I did okay. Oh yeah, I've been to the Alamo and Yonkers quite a bit. Yeah, not in a while. Not in, obviously not in a good year and a half. But whenever they had a cool like movie or something like that, I would head out. Yeah, it's not that bad of a drive for me. So I've done that. Yeah, and now they have one in Brooklyn, but I've never been there. Is the kitchen cam going to happen? Yeah, I want to. That's what I want. I want to get that other camera he has, the phone, the Pixel. I'm going to get him an extra line of service with bandwidth, so it doesn't take away from the the stream bandwidth. It'll be its own thing. So, yeah, that'll we'll get that more dialed in. I want to make little upgrades as we go along. I got him a gimbal a tripod that's gonna come tomorrow probably. So maybe we'll get that set up for next time he goes on mobile. Maybe the 4000 series will not have issue with stock. Yeah, who knows? Here's hoping. Yeah, if Perry takes any video tomorrow, yeah, I'll put it on Patreon. That's where it'll go. If I can maybe convince him to go live tomorrow, maybe maybe he'll pop up live at the thing. But he's gonna drive down there in that as Skittles man. So I at least want him to take video of him driving down there, and a little bit at the party. John's gonna take a walk to the beach, man. I'm jealous. You live that close to the beach that you could just walk to the beach. I want to hang out. I want to hang out at your place. Yeah, and by the way, John offered to help fix my desk, which has that, that I said that water, damage from leaving too many drinks on it. That's a little raised, so that's awesome. So he's gonna come by my new pad and take care of that, and yeah. And John, like seriously, do the Micro Center thing. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. That's when they get truck deliveries. You show up there at 8:30. You go to the door, you scan the QR code, you enter yourself. I guarantee you'll have a card. I didn't pay 25% above retail. This is retail, like for what this card is. This particular EVGA, that's what the retail price is. I didn't pay anything above retail. I just would have liked to have gotten maybe a lesser, 3080, but I'm fine with this. Perry's closest Micro Center. So yeah, I'll also have to get a card for Perry eventually, another card. He's got a card that John gave him. We'll see how that does in the new machine, but I might have to get him one down the line. You live between Joan Beach and Oh, that's nice. That's perfect. Damn. That's beautiful. I always wanted to go to those like private Babylon beaches that you can never get into. So maybe you can get me into those. I haven't been to the beach all summer. Yeah, it's not bad, John. I'm telling you. I was skeptical. I actually had to go to Micro Center for something else this week. I went there. What did I get there? I got an external because I'm running out of space. On my computer, saving all the streams and everything. So I had to get this. I got a 28 terabyte Western Digital external drive. And when I was in there, they had these things all over the place about the lottery for the video cards, and I thought it was kind of a joke at first, but then I talked to the guy at the in the department that has the video cards, and I said, "What are the chances of me getting a card in the next couple of weeks?" He goes, "Excellent." And he's like, in fact, I guarantee if you come on these days, you'll get one of the days. almost everyone's got one by now because they've been doing this, I guess, since June. And the way they do it is so fair. You know, like you can't buy more than one. You can't buy one. You can't buy more than one in a 30-day period. So you can't like come back the next day, whatever. So it's perfect. So, and again, you know, obviously they'll be doing it for a while. Good luck to you, TomB. Can't resub after tonight. Wow, sorry to hear that. That's too bad. What was the issue? Thistle Wiffle. Do you need a gifted sub? We can help you out with that. But yeah, so anyway, I'm happy with the card. So that'll be cool. It'll definitely take the load of, because I was doing software encoding on this Streamlabs, and obviously, you know, it worked most of the time, but other times it struggled. So now the card is the video card is taking a lot of the heft, not all of the heft of the encoding. So that's good. But yeah, we'll hang out soon. I'm still getting my shit together here. I wonder if actually Dirk in San Diego is like watching the stream and then sees his name come up in the comments and it's like, what the hell? Yeah, they're rationing, but also the one that apparently, according to the guy there, I don't know anything about them really, but the 3080 Ti is not really good for mining, you know, for Bitcoin. So maybe they're a little easier to get. I don't think that was the real Dirk. No. Yeah. Next time I'll tell you celebrities aren't real. Let me see. I think I might have a video to play. Let me see if I do. Yeah, I do. Hold on. I think Garrett sent me the Skittles video. Let's just take a quick look. I'm off up the Scottish Mountains for a run. Take care. That's awesome. I love Scotland. I've been to Scotland. I'd love to get back. That's what a great way to spend the day. Saturday morning. Let's see here. Actually, you know, it's easier to go to his reaction scene. Give me 1 second. I just want to take a look at this. There we go. Really loud.
Taste the motherfucking rainbow, bitches! Oh!
Wow. That was great. Great job as always, Garrett. That was amazing. can't believe he did that. Yeah, sounds good. Next time I visit, I will hit you up. I've got a bunch of friends in Scotland. I would love to get back to see. I haven't been there in a long time. It's been 10 years actually, 10 years exactly since I've been over. You hope Perry doesn't leave the pig head in the trash can. Yeah. Well, tough to say. It's tough to say. As a connoisseur of 80s films, what's my opinion on two of your favorite underrated films constantly on HBO? Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins and The Last Starfighter. Oh my god, two amazing, two great movies right there. Last Starfighter is more near and dear to me than Remo Williams, but yeah, both were. God, Remo Williams was on HBO like every friggin' day. It almost just was too much. But Last Starfighter is fantastic. Just fantastic. I heard they were as recently as like a year ago or maybe longer that they were actually going to do a sequel to it. I don't know how that would work, like with the original cast. But Remo Williams is great. I think they were trying to go for like a series, like a James Bond type series. It was really good. Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins. I love the whole stuff on the Statue of Liberty when it was under construction. But Fred Ward's great in it. I think it's a little weird. It would probably be weird now because Joel Grey playing the Asian master, whatever, would probably get labeled as like cultural misappropriation or something like that, even though he was really good in it. No, Fred Ward played Remo Williams. He's not a nobody, but he's not an A-lister. But it's a good movie. Really great soundtrack. Well done. I would have liked to have seen more. Like at least another Remo Williams. It's good. It's a lot of fun. It's a solid movie. I don't know, why. I think it didn't do too well at the box office, but had a really good shelf life on home video and HBO, of course. Never saw Streets of Fire, Tim. 84 Streets of Fire. Tom, I met Wilford Brimley before he passed. He said he signed up for 7 Remo Williams films. Holy shit. Man, I want to live in that timeline too. Can you imagine 7 Remo Williams? God, that's too bad. And they would have gotten better. That's a shame. Yeah, it's like I want to live in that universe. I also want to see what like Star Trek the original series would have looked like as 5 seasons. I had a dream once. It was just the weirdest dream where I went in this and I must have been watching some show or something that had like alternate realities or something because it was in my brain. I think I was watching that show Fringe at the time, if you remember. That was on Fox, and I would watch it like every now and again. But I had this dream where I went into an alternate universe. It was like, but in this universe, I was in like a Tower Records or something. So that was even crazy. And I bought a box set of Star Trek the original series, and it was like, and it said on the thing all 5 seasons, and I was like, oh my god! In this universe, Star Trek had 5 seasons, and also like the Smiths had never disbanded. And I went to the record section, and they had like Smiths albums, and I remember the titles of the albums too in my dream. I remember writing it down when I woke up. I can't remember it now, but I remember buying all these Smiths. I was like, oh my god, the Smiths made like they were going through the 90s. I bought Star Trek, I bought the Smiths, and I was able to bring them back with me into my own timeline reality, but I couldn't tell anybody about it because like, oh my, like it was so fantastical. Like how could I explain this stuff? But that was the dream, and I remember being so happy that I had new Star Trek to watch, like new original series episodes, like a whole 2 seasons worth, and I couldn't share it with anybody. And then as I slowly woke up from the fog of the dream, I realized it was a dream, and I was super depressed about it. But yeah, that I'd like to see more Remo Williams. Yeah, Fringe was okay. It was like an okay like filler Fox show. It was fine. You know, it was like definitely borrowed a lot from the X Files, but it was fine. I want an alternate universe where Ian Curtis didn't kill himself, but Morrissey did. Uh, what's the Parallel Universe Beatles album? Oh, that's funny. Interesting. Yeah. Anyway, that whole alternate reality stuff. I think I had another dream like that too, but it wasn't nearly as good. I was just looking at that person Thistle Whiffle who said that they're not going to subscribe anymore, and I'm looking at screenshots like, I'm with Perry, wrap it up, please don't, this is sad and gross. um, might as well do this with a dog's head. Okay, probably a vegan. Sorry for offending vegans. Hey, by the way, I didn't send the pig's head, but if he's getting over $200, I will say the pig's head was far more disturbing than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, sorry for offending any vegans out there. Actually, I'm not sorry. I can't stand vegans. Oh, you're about to gift? Nah, don't gift them a sub. Not worth it. Yeah, because I thought the way I read that was like they said, "Oh, I can't sub anymore." I thought, like, "Oh, maybe you can't afford it or something like that." Like, and I was, like, "Oh, we can gift you a sub," but obviously, can't cater to everybody. There were a couple people grossed out on a spiritual level by the pig. Yeah, it was definitely gross. It was definitely gross, but you know, uh, there's so many things that we're restrained by like the sensibilities of like Twitch and YouTube where you gotta like basically neuter yourself. I'm not going that far with like oh, we can't offend vegans or animal rights people or whatever, whatever the case is. Sorry. Pig's head was some Lord of the Flies shit. Yeah, he didn't decapitate himself. Yeah, a market sold that pig, and whatever. It was I'm not gonna lie. As I'm looking at it, I'm like, I was like, oh, this is a little weird. This is a little weird, but he'll have good. Maybe he can give a gift to that party tomorrow. You think he'll give a gift? Did he not wash his hands after? I guess he didn't. Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to that. Yeah, I thought it was less gross than the fish actually, because the fish I've handled the fish. Those things are slimy and gut ridden. Um, so whatever. Belly full of swans. I live in Montana, so dead animals are a fact of life. That said, I saw my first pig butchered after head start in the middle of Southern California. It turns out bacon is delicious and everything dies. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm a fan of meat. I was vegetarian for like almost a year once. That's because I got really sick on eating something in England of all places. But I have no. I don't get all high in my. These animal people that are. They get a little nauseating. The dog boss says, I discovered Perry on his last stream. I laughed, then watched the Windy City Heat. Laughed my ass off. That was a great movie. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. And a subscriber already, too. Thank you. Yeah, don't ever go to Chinatown if that offends you. That's excellent advice. Hero, it's funny. I actually legit was going to call Perry. I just want to tell him to throw that pig head away. No, it wasn't at JQA's. It was actually at Heathrow Airport. He might be busy.
This happens to be a recording. Caravello is no longer with us. Thank you. Good night.
Beep. I just wanted to tell you, you should probably throw out that pig head, like, outside.
It's in the trash. Outside.
Oh, you took it out. Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, that's what I was calling to tell you.
All right. Good night.
You going to bed?
I'm cleaning up. I won't be in bed for about another 3 hours.
Oh, it's not going to take you 3 hours, Perry.
It's fucking a mess over there.
Okay, well, you don't have to leave till noon.
Please. Good night.
All right, call me tomorrow.
I'll call you when I get down there.
No, not when you get down there. Well before you leave. I just want to make sure everything's set up.
We'll see.
All right, I'll call you. All right. By the way, you want to hear something? You want to hear something funny?
No, I want to go to sleep.
No,
Bye.
can I tell you one quick thing?
Oh God.
I just think it's funny. There was this person. I don't know if it's a male or female. I think I'm going to say it's a male. Called Thistle Wiffle, and he so offended by the pig's head because I guess there's some like animal like rights person or whatever that they're not subscribing to the channel anymore. They said this.
See what you fucking idiots do. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Anyway, I don't think that's a 3-hour job. I like he gets offended at that. See, now you're costing me subscribers with your gross shit. We don't need vegans on PCL. By the way, I'm assuming that person was a vegan. I could be wrong, but it feels like a vegan to me. It feels like a vegan to me. It feels like a vegan-esque thing to do. I have some friends that are vegans, unfortunately, but they're pretty cool. Like they're not like obnoxious about it. By the way, are there any vegans here right now that I'm completely offending? I don't mean to. I'm sorry. The cool vegans are fine. Even though I think vegans are... The whole vegan thing is stupid. But whatever. Just one man's opinion. Yeah, it felt like a vegan response. So they can go out for their vegan sushi tomorrow and feel good about themselves. Probably a pescatarian because they don't have a problem with the fillet of fish. Yeah, most vegans are obnoxious about it. It's like that joke. It's not even a joke, but it's um, how do you know if someone's a vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you. Yeah, very political vegan comment trying to equate to dogs, of course. Yeah, so whatever. We lost one vegan sub. Yeah, a vegan would definitely feel the need to announce their departure. Yes, that's true too. You worked on a vegan ship. Oh, that sounds horrible. Vegan sushi, no, it's more than just rice and seaweed. And I know this because I went on a date once a long time ago with a vegan, and it was against everything in my core. But she was really attractive, and she suggested this vegan sushi, and it was ludicrous. It was like it was sushi. I mean, now you can't call it sushi, but it was like you know they did the rice and they basically would wrap around like carrot sticks and like cut cucumber and like um whatever, I don't know, whatever other fucking vegan shit, like tofu and garbage, and they'd wrap it in these sushi things, and they try to dress it up with like spicy things. Ugh, it was terrible. It's fucking awful. And I hate cucumber like Perry hates pickles. I can't stand fucking cucumbers. Hate them. Hate the smell of them. Hate the sight of them. Text Reloaded says, I tried the Impossible Burger at Burger King. Actually decent. I'd eat them if they weren't expensive and didn't grow and I didn't grow breasts or whatever. Yeah, it's one of those things. If it was in front of me and somebody said, hey, try this, maybe I would try it. But I'm not going out of my way for no Impossible Burger. Russell Chambers, I doubt anybody who complains is actually vegan. Real vegans are quiet, in my opinion. It's always somebody experimenting with veganisms that make a fuss. I don't know about that. I know a lot of loudmouth vegans. I also know some quiet vegans. But they always want you to know where they stand. Vegan. I think I said the story of like when I went out to dinner with some friends a number of years ago. I got friends from Ireland over, and they had a friend in New York. This like, I don't know. Oh God, this like tree hugging, like green PC, like every stereotype you can put on to like an Uber, like I can't even say liberal, like far left, like pro anything, like hippie shit. Obviously hardcore vegan, and we went out to dinner, and at this Italian place in I think it was Little Italy. Yeah, it was. It was just past. It was in Soho. It was past Little Italy. Anyway, so I have these friends, and they're vegetarian, but they were cool. And then so this woman came along, and we went out for drinks. She seemed okay. She was fine, but definitely, not my type of person. And then we went out to eat. We got a table, and everybody orders. I am the only meat eater at the table, and the whole thing goes around. I'll take the eggplant. There's a couple of vegans and most vegetarians, so they would get like eggplant, whatever you get at an Italian place that's not meat. And then it came to me, and I think I got I think it was like the chicken marsala or something like that, whatever it was. And that's when I ordered. The waiter got to me. It was my turn, and I said, I'll have the chicken marsala. I think it was or scarparella. I think it might have been scarparella, chicken scarparella, something like that. And she shot me this look the second I ordered it, and she had this like husky voice, and she was like, oh, you eat meat? That's so disappointing. And she like shook her head at me or whatever. And then, the waiter had taken everybody's order and was walking away. And I just like gave this look to my friend who was the one that invited her. And I'm like, really, dude? And I called the waiter back, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Sir, can you come back? And I'm like waving him. And he comes back. And I was gesturing to her, like nodding at her, like, oh, you know what, you really changed my ways. I was like, you know what, I'm going to change my order actually. I'll have the veal. And she just got this disgusted look, but everybody else laughed at the table because they knew I was kind of being a dick. And I hadn't had veal at that point in maybe like 15 years because I had stopped eating veal for whatever reason. But ever since then, I've been eating veal. So I had my veal. I ate it right in front of her, and she had to sit there and fucking look at it. And she eventually lightened up a little bit. But how dare you, like, do a total? And that's vegans for you. How dare you tell like basically a total stranger like what they can and cannot eat? Go fuck yourself. But the veal was good. It was one of those. It was actually. I actually switched it up. I think I got veal ossobuco at this place, and it was extra great because it came out with this giant bone. There was like bone marrow in the bone with like veal and this, like, it was, and I had no qualms about it. Eating it in front of vegetarians and vegans, I was like, everybody else was cool, but she was like, I'm surprised she didn't leave. She didn't. To her credit, she didn't leave. But I was like, you're not gonna fucking tell me. That was my first experience really with a vegan in person, like really like judging you, like what you can and cannot eat. And I could never do it. I could never date. I could date a vegetarian, or be married to a vegetarian, because you can live with that. But vegans just that's too much. Vegan is so it's so aggressive, and so like you just don't like anything. Like, it's just, it would take the fun out of it. And I like eating and drinking too much. Did I over exaggerate? Ooh, like the what about Bob scene? And I did asshole it up a little bit. I did that. I think I thanked her, like, oh, thank you. I was going to get that chicken, but you know what? This veal is so good and so tender. It cuts like butter. It's so good. I said, thank you. And I think she smirked, but I'm sure she was like, she was furious inside. But, yeah. I met this woman who said she recognized you from a vegan group. But you never met her. But you never met her before. That's good. Yeah, I like vegan jokes. And I've had friends that go vegan like for no reason. Like speaking of Scotland, I had a good friend of mine in Scotland, and he came over a couple years ago, and he was in New York and everything like that, and like we were having fun. He's like, "Oh, I'm hungry. Let's go get a late bite to eat after we were drinking." And it was a perfect place to go. This like New York pizzeria, Joe's Pizza, actually, in the West Village. And I was like, "Let's get Joe's." And he's like, "Oh, do they have vegan pizza?" And I'm like, "No. Can you just have one slice of pizza? I won't tell anyone." And he wouldn't do it. It's like, it's so. And by the way, I've been out with somebody who's ordered quote unquote vegan pizza. It's so disgusting. In this vegan pizza, there was no cheese on it. It was just bread with like I don't know, like vegetables on it. And if you sneezed, the stuff would blow off. The toppings would blow off the pizza. If you said achoo, this, because there was no cheese binding it together. They didn't even do the quote unquote vegan cheese, which is disgusting. It was just like, and he was swearing up and down. The rest of us got regular pizza, and we're like, oh my god, like this is really good. Like, how's yours? How's your vegan pizza? And he was like, oh, it's great. It's lovely. It's delicious. And I knew he was lying. I'm like, you're lying. There's no way that's good. You're just eating like bread with like, I don't know, like tree bark and leaves on it. I don't think I could eat haggis, since you mentioned. Yeah, you know what? When I was in Scotland, I didn't have haggis, but they have vegetarian haggis, and I did get that, much to my shame. I would get it now. I would just, you know what? Because it's just something to try once. I would have haggis. I would do it. I would do it. I would. I think you got to try everything. Because I think you got to be if you're a meat eater, you got to be all in, I think. And I know it's like, you know, it's a torturous way to serve it, whatever. But I would try it once, because here's my opinion on haggis or any kind of meat or anything like that, is that haggis is going to be there anyway, whether you decide to eat it or not. It's going to be there, and it's the same thing with like the steak at the butcher. It's going to be there. Your stance on like animals, whatever, is not going to stop the meat industry. Now, of course, a vegan or a vegetarian would say, "Oh yes, but if 1 million people thought that way, it would change things." But it's not going to change things. It's just not. Like, I have a friend who I'm really disappointed in, who dated a much younger girl, and she was vegan and turned him into a vegan, even though he cheats with me. Like, we'll go out and he'll get like chicken and stuff, so he's not really a vegan. But he believes all this, like, and they watch vegan documentaries on like Netflix and YouTube and stuff. Like, that's what they do. Like, she's so hardcore. She got him into watching that, and then like he'll occasionally like slip it into conversation. He'll be like, "Well, and you know, in 30 years from now, it's going to be a majority of vegans. Vegans are going to be the majority in about 30 years. That's the trend." I'm like, "What fucking hogwash? Where are you getting that from? Like, what shitty documentary implanted that in your brain that you think that's fact?" And he'll have all these things like, "No," it's just. He's just talking propaganda, like vegan propaganda. I was like, this is vegan propaganda. You're just talking propaganda. It's nonsense. He's like, "Oh, did you know that it's much healthier to eat vegan protein than beef protein?" And I actually, my trainer was a nutritionist, and I eventually got him to train with my trainer, and he would school him because he was a huge meat eater, and he'd be like, "No, you're full of shit. This vegan stuff's garbage, and a lot of the stuff you're eating." Like, he would eat vegan mac and cheese, like, not even like, you know. And vegan eggs and shit. Ugh, how disgusting can you get? It's really actually turning my stomach even thinking about it. Yeah, Matt Ryan nails it. Vegans are the JWs of the culinary world. It's true. It's true. We all roll our eyes at them, and you know, it's just like no. You take the fun out of everything. Mountain men used to kill a buffalo and only eat the intestines, tongue, and hump before moving on. I would eat all that shit if I had to. Yeah, most of the impossible meat products at fast food places get canceled because no one's ordering them. Yeah, I mean, does anybody do the impossible stuff other than Burger King? I think Taco Bell had an option with impossible meat, but yeah. And that's the whole thing with vegan. Like, they call it, like, they try to dress it up like, yeah, like eggs or whatever. There's a vegan Chinese place in Chinatown here in New York, and you look at their menu, and they have, like, you know, General Chow's chicken, or, you know, beef with broccoli, whatever the traditional, like, you know, cookie cutter Chinese dishes are. But it's like, it's not really. They just dress it up. But it's like, well, why would you order that if you really, like, why would you want to mirror a taste that you despise? Clearly, because if you're vegan, you should despise that. Why wouldn't you just have something else? Grilled beef heart is amazing. I bet it is. Yeah, Joey says it. It's like how they call it almond milk, because they know no one's buying like nut juice, and that's exactly what it is. I tried almond milk. I'll do almond milk. I've been doing it lately in like my protein shakes, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same. I think I'm gonna go back to regular whole milk for protein shakes. I don't give a fuck about the extra fat. I don't like. I know people like have cereal with almond milk or even soy milk. I don't know how you can do it. It's just it's repulsive. Sadly, the direction the world is going, they will have us eating vegan and bugs. Well, boy, if that's our future, I don't know what to say. A vegan Mexican restaurant? How does that even work? That's in Brooklyn? Ugh, of course it's in Brooklyn. What am I saying? Jesus Christ. Is almond milk bad for the environment? Wow. Tim sailed with Sea Shepherd, went to Antarctica to save whales from Japanese whalers. That's nice. Went for a variety of reasons. Adventures, the hell of it. You like whales. Thought I might be able to bang a hippie chick. Not as fun as it sounds, trust me. But also allowed me to increase your maritime license. Different story. Ship was largely a vegan crew, and they wouldn't shut up about it. A small number of us ate meat and would get together and giggle about vegans. Wow, that's funny. Yeah, just because you want to save whales and don't want to see whales killed by whalers doesn't mean that you have to be vegan. Yeah, basically you were a pirate. Okay, what are the chances? I'm gonna actually call it quits in a couple minutes. But what are the chances that Perry forgot about his keys in the snowboard boot because he put them back in, and now he's got to leave tomorrow? And is he going to be going crazy looking for his keys, or did he remember to take them out? That is the question. Press 1, he remembers. 2, he forgets. Somebody stole my keys. Somebody stole my fucking keys while I was sleeping. Like he thought that somebody stole that shop vac attachment, then sent it back. 99.8% sure. I have my opinion. I want to see what you guys say. Yeah, I think most of you agree with me. I think he's definitely forgot about it. Oh, okay. Daythinker says he'll remember. Tom, you son of a fucking bitch. You motherfucker. You cocksucker. That somebody, I can't find my keys and somebody fucking stole it. Motherfucker. Yeah, maybe he'll call me before he's today. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It could go. It's possible he remembers. But regardless, he'll blame me regardless. Well, to be continued. We'll see. I would say stay tuned tomorrow to see if he pops up live. I don't know if he actually will or not, but we'll see. He actually went to the Rainbow the other day and got some good video of it. I'll put that on Patreon. His whole drive to the Rainbow, his grand return to the Rainbow. I don't think anybody... I don't think anybody recognized him, but apparently he went inside to take some video and he got in trouble for it or whatever. I haven't seen the video. I haven't put it together yet, but I'll put that on Patreon. Maybe if there's any clippable stuff, I'll show the clips on the stream. TomB, can we get a stream with only you and I play myself and Barry? Yeah, well, we might have to do that one of these nights where he bails early. I'll just run the rest of the comments and just answer as he would answer it. I don't think people would appreciate that, though. Oh, can you imagine him? He's going to lock himself out one of these days. And now there's no apartment manager because Denise left, so who would he go to? Yeah, here's who did send the screaming box, because that was a home run tonight. It got to the point I could tell people were getting annoyed by it, like deep into it. So I'm glad he kind of just terminated it when he did, but it was good. You were always curious how many people from the Rainbow would know him. I mean, I don't think anybody does. And I've been with him to the Rainbow Bar and Grill, and he walks in there like he's Norm from Cheers, and like he's like, "Hey, honey, how are you, honey?" And the person he's talking to has no idea who he is, and he sits down. There was one point where it was just him and I, and he sat down, and this waitress, young, had to be fairly young, and she was asking him for his order. He's like, I'll have my usual. Yeah, I'm gonna have my usual, honey. And she just stood there and stared at him. She's like, "What's your usual?" "Oh, the Chinese chicken salad." She's like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, just put it down." It was just like, it's just funny to see the way he carries himself there, like. And I think he went the other day as like that was going to be his grand return, you know. So again, I haven't seen the video. He took a lot of video of him like driving there, being there. I think he ate outside, went inside a little bit. I don't know how his camera work is or anything. 'Cause I just haven't had time to go through it. But I'll take a look at it. I'll put it together tomorrow, and I'll just like I'll put it up on Patreon. He does name drop celebrities left and right. I don't know if he did it in this particular video. But he just decided to go on his own, like the other day. Was it Thursday? Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, Thursday he went. So he's been getting more ambitious about leaving. Now he's paranoid again, though. Because I guess L.A. is going back to a mandatory mask wearing as of I guess right now. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that, Mumbles. I feel so bad for this young doctor lady. Can't imagine how many honeys and sweethearts he bestowed on her. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, honey. Can you imagine, like, and this is a doctor. The screaming box should come 4 times a year, yeah. The bitch in a box. Yeah, he almost wasn't going to go to San Diego tomorrow because he was scared of this like new pandemic. He's very pandemic paranoid. When it comes to like news about COVID or anything like that. So he was thinking about not going, but now he's going to go. Yeah, Perry got the vaccine. But what a fucking shithole LA is, seriously. That they got. I mean, I mean, next thing would be another lockdown, which would be insane. And by the way, when I say LA is a shithole, I know that New York City is also a shithole. So anybody in LA doesn't need to say that. Oh, but in New York City, you put your garbage on the street. I know. New York's a shithole too. Mask mandate is a good excuse not to ride the train. I wish he would ride the train. That would be such a great video, but there's no way that's going to happen. Wow, Fry's Electronics is now gone. So LA officially killed every business that I lived there. ArcLight is gone too. Yeah, the ArcLight's a bummer, but I have to imagine someone's going to buy the ArcLight. There's no way that's just going to sit there and rot or be knocked down. But yeah, LA just means nothing to me anymore. Like, I dread going, like this last trip, I dread going to LA. I can't stand it. Fucking hate it. As an LA guy, hearing all you tell LA to fuck off warms my heart. Yeah, I just, and there was a point in time where I loved LA to the point where I wanted to move there. Like, oh, LA's great. I just, boy, couldn't wait to leave the last time. And I dread going back. LA lockdown number 3 is a month away. New York lockdown is coming in September. I don't think New York's going to go on another lockdown, but whatever. You know, you never fucking know. But New York never had a second lockdown. But I don't know. LA having a third lockdown. Just close the comedy clubs. That would be great. Just make the comedians miserable. That's really what I would take pleasure in. I don't want to harm any regular businesses. Oh, Tim, you'd escort Perry to the train. That would be great. Because it's a good train ride. I've taken that train ride from LA to San Diego. It's, relatively quick. It's nice scenery. It really is. But he just doesn't understand any of that. He likes to drive. I just don't think that Corolla is long for this world, and he's going to put all this wear and tear on it driving to San Diego and back. So, can you imagine if he breaks down somewhere between San Diego and LA? That'd be a nightmare. Where are you in LA, Tim? Why are you stuck there? Is it your job? How many more old people will Cuomo kill? Yeah, Cuomo's a joke. I don't know how he's still... Somehow he's able to skate all these things with, like, these sexual allegations and the killing of the seniors. TomB was molested by a priest that did stand-up at Sunday nights. No, I just hate stand-up comedians and comedy clubs. Oh, your subway systems, right. I forget that LA has a subway system. I only saw the subway system in LA in like the movie Speed. I've never seen them in any other capacity. I feel like they don't exist. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, look, I'm stuck in New York, because of my parents. So I would definitely be somewhere else. It's the only reason I'm in New York. It's the only reason I'm on Long Island. I'm actually taking my mom out for her birthday tomorrow night. She's being very picky about where to go. Yes, Espola. My dad did the voiceover during my service. Yeah, my dad and my mom were both in that. Yes, my dad was the guy who said you can do this, whatever it was. He was the my elder or whatever for that bit, and then my mom was the woman whose house it was. Had to do a couple of takes, but they kind of nailed it. I'll fast but I hope you don't die at all. But I like Brooklyn a lot. I grew up in Brooklyn, and I've lived in Brooklyn as an adult, but, I don't know. I'm kind of over New York in general. But I still love it. It's still in my DNA. Take my mom to Gino's East. Oh, she would hate it. She hates that fucking deep dish pizza as much as I do. Now we're going to a seafood restaurant. My mom doesn't. My mom's palate is very strange. It's very hard to please her. Oh, was that your first time hearing Perry's virginity story? I always assume that everybody watching has heard these stories so many times. I forget that people haven't heard a lot of these. Yeah, Snoo. That's the people that were supposed to be witnesses. I just recruited them, and they were very confused. They didn't know what they were really recording it for. You said bird. Shut the fuck up already. phone's about to die. But all right, I think I'm gonna kill it here. I'm sorry, if this is not a marathon section. I had a really really long day today. I'm surprised I lasted as long as I did with Perry. I will say I'm really happy that Perry was not great. Like he was very easygoing to for most of the night. Like he had his flare ups here and there, but he was pretty evenly bound. Made my job very easy, for the most part. So I was very thankful for that because I was low energy Tom for a good portion of it, but I was like, drinking a lot of caffeine and keeping myself. I can never do Adderall. I know some people are like, you can always tell the people if you watch anybody on YouTube or the people that are hyped up on Adderall. I can't get into it. I've tried it. It doesn't do anything for me. I cannot get into Adderall. So I'll just do like with caffeine or whatever. So I'm sorry if I sounded a little, because people were saying I sounded drunk early on, and maybe I did, but I definitely wasn't drunk because I haven't been drinking at all. I was just kind of wiped out. It was a long day. Starting, getting the video card and everything like that, but it was just a long day and a lot of other, work stuff. Yeah, I guess the Virgin story hadn't been told that much. He told it on a cameo last. It was like actually his very first cameo. He told it. Somebody asked him about it, and he told it. And it's just, kind of creepy, really, when you think about it. But anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks for coming out. Sorry if you were so horrified and mortifiably disgusted by the pig head. Hey, whatever. The pig was long dead. Sorry if that bothered you. But you'll come back eventually. That's what I think. Oh, are they changing the Coke Zero formula? Yeah, I've had a couple. They're okay. They don't give you that. Coke Zero is basically like drinking regular Coke with a condom on your tongue because it just doesn't give you that bite that Coke does. So, but are they changing their formula for the better, like to sound more like real Coke? That would be good. GG, guys. All right, good night, guys. Talk to you later. See you on Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific.